I'm not a digital guru. Actually, I know very little about digital. But what I've been working with for the last 20 years and more so in the last 3 or 4 years is consumer experience. What customers feel and what they experience. And you know what? It's changed my definition of what is digital. And I'm going to start with this story about, what is a digital consumer experience? Digital consumer experience? There is something called a consumer experience. What is a digital consumer experience? In the beginning of this month, it was the beginning of the month, it's my birthday, right? But I was stuck in Singapore. So I was in a hotel called the Fairmont, and it was the first time I was there. So I checked in on 4th of May, and I was there till 6th of May, and 5th of May is my birthday. And I was there with about 400 odd people in Singapore. Clients, conference, dealers, networks, none of whom knew it was my birthday. Now, at my age, it's okay, birthday is not a big thing, but stuck in a city, working through this thing, nobody knows that it's my birthday. So I realized that it was a reality. Woke up in the morning, got a call from my wife and my daughter and my parents from India and wished me and some close friends, and that's it. Till I came back in the evening, and in my hotel room, there was this lovely tiramisu cake with my name, wishing me. Now, I'm not a loyalty card holder of Fairmont. This is the first time I was staying in Fairmont, Singapore. My first thing, unfortunately, this is what happens to marketeers and strategists, was not, wow, they've got a cake. It's like, how did they know it's my birthday? Where did they get that from? Right? And I actually sat puzzled out. Did they check my Facebook profile or something? How did they know it was my birthday? And, actually, before eating the cake, so I was very touched and I had a little bit of the cake. And I went down to the lobby and I had to find out. Listen, guys, thank you so much. I'm really touched, and I was really touched. They said, how did I know it was my birthday? And they said, sir, you know what? Every time you check in, it took me a while to figure this out because they would tell me immediately, is that we scan your passport when you check in, right? And on your passport, so we've developed a software where passport scanners are already there, but they're supposed to be read by immigration officials. So they scan, they just don't take a photocopy of the passport, which everybody does. Now, most hotels don't even look at the photocopy of the passport. They just scan it because they have to and they keep it. But here is a group of people who were scanning it real time, putting it into a database, and just checking to see if it's somebody's birthday for a guest who's staying. That wasn't a digital customer experience. But you know what? It's the technology that made it possible. So a customer experience is not digital. It's a customer experience. And the one thing that I've learned over the last 3 years is just that. The digital potential is immense. But don't start by thinking digital. What can I do digital? What is my digital marketing plan? I was listening to Jyoti's presentation. I think she's left me. About, the customer doesn't want digital application. Yes, the customer does not want. But what they're doing is they're back-ending digital to deliver a fantastic customer experience. For the last 2 years, I've been working with Maruti Suzuki, and I've had the privilege of sitting with them, brainstorming, co-creating a channel called Nexa. I'm sure some of you are aware of it. It's the new premium channel that Maruti Suzuki launched, from which they're retailing some of their cars. And the whole reason they came up with Nexa is because there was this whole group of customers who were kind of not rejecting Maruti Suzuki brand values, but they were saying that, you know what, I'm now moving up to a Honda and I'm moving up to a Toyota, so why do guys still make superb cars and I want to buy your cars, but I've kind of arrived in life. And we use terms like, they're the digital savvy customer. So part of the whole, so the bigger project was actually creating the retail identity, the branding, conventional branding, the retail experience. And I was talking to some people during lunch. One of the things that as a conventional strategy planner, you're taught to look for insights. And when you start doing retail, you can discover that there's not one insight, that it's like 1,000 insights. So you look, standing in front of the showroom, what do you want the customer to feel, experience? Part of it, and trust me, we went down the same route, said, let's do, we launched Nexa in July last year. Like January, we rolled out about 100 showrooms. And we started off with the conventional digital marketing. Okay, we have a website. What should be the website experience? Then we went to social media. What should be the role of social media? Online reputation management. Then, what, we need an owner's app, because everybody has an owner's app. So let's create an owner's app. And then we realized that these were things that were kind of not talking to each other. And they were residing in something called the digital space with offering a digital experience. And the customer didn't want that. When the customer is saying, I want a digital experience, he's integrating it as part of his life. So we actually started plotting the customer's experience. We said, so what, how do we make this experience possible? And then we went into, okay, let's do digital marketing. Okay, that's the, and actually, because we didn't have a showroom and we were about to launch cars, we created this mobile van and we created Oculus glasses so people can get an experience of the showroom, right? And then we went back and we said that, customers, one of the biggest pain points is they have this experience digitally and they go to the showroom and the salesperson says, oh, हमें पता नहीं है वो website पे क्या लिखा है, right? And all that stuff that is possible on the website is certainly not possible in the showroom. So we said, hey, that's not working. Let's go back and start creating sales tools. So the relationship manager or the salesperson who's going to start talking, how can he deliver a great customer experience for the customer? And we created this entire interface for the customer, for the salesperson, that helps him to sell. So it helps him to explain the product. It helps him to compare this car versus a competitive car online. It helps him to easily pull up insurance data and and customer data. And again, when we started going back, we said, one of the biggest pain points is salespeople ask too many questions. They want to know everything before they show you the car. And the customer doesn't want that. So we said, what is it that we can actually capture? What is important for us? And we said, the most important thing that we need to capture is his mobile number. That's it. There's a whole lot of, I don't even need to know his address, so why should I capture his address? It's not that I'm going to do anything with his address, right? I'm not going to land up at his house. The only thing I need is his mobile number. So let me only capture his mobile number and email address. That's it. And then we discovered that the third most important thing that we need to capture is actually his preference for coffee. What did we offer him? What did he ask for? Because next time he comes to the showroom, I have it on a database, hey, this guy asked for a black coffee without sugar. And can I offer him that? So, and that's exactly what we capture when a new customer walks in. His mobile number, his email. Okay, then what is the conversation that happened? And he asked for this car, he asked for this color, this is what he wanted. This is the beverage that he asked for. And he came in with his family. He has a daughter, he has a son. Suddenly the whole experience is defined not from the brand's point of view, what do we want to know, but how can I deliver a better customer experience? The customer doesn't even know that this is what somebody is noting down. That's the other side of it, right? And then we said, so can we get into a cartoon? Can we make that sales tool very, very rich? Then we realized that, hey, of course we've got this great sales tool, but you know what? It's a one-on-one tool. So can we introduce new technology into the showroom which can mirror that? So I can throw that the data on my tablet onto the TV screens, Apple TV or whatever, right? Suddenly it all starts getting integrated, right? Right down to the TV in your showroom, which mirrors that technology. To the one on the left is accessories. Again, most showrooms have these big accessories which don't even look pretty. What the customer needs to know is how does the accessory look on my car? So suddenly I have a car configurator where I can add these accessories and show you what it looks like. I don't need such an elaborate setup. And again, a digital experience. So how does that database link so that I can, when I'm doing a delivery of a car, I have that person's name, so it's not just manually somebody feeding it into the DB, but it's already there. And then, of course, there's big data analysis, using it to develop the loyalty program and after-sales service. What is digital? Started with the website, started with the app, and then we kind of said, let's turn the whole thing on its head. Let's look at what we need to. So digital is at the core of what we call the Nexa experience, but not in the conventional sense of digital marketing. It's not about having a website or it's about having an app, but it's about offering an experience that the customer is saying, I want. So if the customer says, I don't want a physical brochure, I want a digital brochure because I don't have time to carry so much stuff, then my system is geared to send that at one click of a button. And that is at the core of the way we need to start thinking. As long as we think of, I need a digital plan, we will never go beyond the website and an app. And we will continue to think in silos. So I think Emmanuel made this point of, there's an idea, right? It doesn't matter where it's coming from. And that's the core of digital planning. Again, the good part of this time I spent in Singapore was I met this gentleman, part of the conference. He's a gentleman called Ron Kaufman. And he's a big speaker, he's a customer service guy. And he he works with Singapore Airlines and the Singapore Changi Airport. And he spoke about the 6 levels of service. And he said that the basic, at the bottom is what service is called criminal, which is like, you shouldn't be there if you're offering that service. Okay? It's like getting into a taxi and it's like, it smells and it's dirty and it's stinky, which has happened with all of us. And then there is basic. So, you enter into a taxi and the taxi says, yeah, where do you want me to take you? And he's like, doesn't talk much, but kind of, you expect a certain level. Then there is expected. So the taxi driver turns around and says that, where do you want to go? And you say, Gurgaon Ramada. And he says that, where is that? Can you help me? And you have to take out your smartphone and GPS it. Again, so he doesn't need to know that, but it's expected of a taxi driver, right? And then you start going on to what is desired. So then if he turns around and you get into an Uber and he says, you have free Wi-Fi, or if you have, so that's when you start creating desire, surprise, unbelievable. But the important thing he said was that you see there's a kind of staircase made there. And it's like not a staircase, but he said it's an escalator. And he asked this question to us. This customer service chart, is the escalator going up or is it going down? And everybody in the room said, of course it's going up. Because you know what, you need to keep improving. He said, no, the escalator is going down. What is surprising today is desired tomorrow, is expected the day after, and it soon becomes basic. So the challenge for you is to keep moving, to stay in the same place while the escalator is going down. And that is what digital makes possible. Again, digital is an enabler. It's what the experience that makes you possible to ensure that you're at least staying at the same place, if not moving up while the escalator is going down. We created Nexa. We were like feeling very good. Let's think about coffee. Great. We thought it was a great insight. Capturing people's coffee. Then we went to Japan. And we went to this Lexus show in a place called Ichigawa, Tokyo. And that's outside Tokyo. And that's the Lexus lounge. And this guy in Japanese with a translator kind of explained to us their level of customer service. So every time a customer sits in that lounge, they make a note on the system where he sat, which seat, which magazine did he pick up and read? Was he hard of hearing in 1 year or not? Is he left-handed or is he right-handed? And we were like, looking at him and said, are you guys for real? And he said, yes. And all our people are trained to do that. Because next time when the customer comes, they're supposed to check, okay, this is the basic information. So if he's hard of hearing on the left hand or right hand, then, hard of hearing on the left ear, then, you speak to him from the right side. Or if you think he has a weak left hand, then make sure you offer something which he can hold with his right hand. If he has looked at a certain set of magazines, please ensure those magazines are offered to him as soon as he comes in. Wow! That's at a different level that you get, where I kind of came back to the proverbial, tail between our legs, saying that we've got a long, long way to go. Again, the experience is not digital. But there's no way this would have been possible 5 years back or 10 years back without the digital. There's no way, so that used to, the great salespeople are the people who used to remember these things, right? But that's what digital makes it possible to have, capture that data, to make it accessible, and then to be able to use that data. So again, what's a digital strategy? We were speaking, again, during last time I was speaking to somebody about smartphones and we were having this conversation about, are we using the mobile technology right? I want to play this video from Hamburg, Japan. It's about an aquarium, right? So I'll play the video and then we'll, is the video not playing?
This is Tokyo. How could you ever find a 35-year-old aquarium here? There are so many thousands of things to do. Even worse, the aquarium is almost a kilometer from the station. But that was our job. We had to attract the visitors to the aquarium and make sure they could find it. Idea! The penguins bring people to the aquarium. So we created GPS penguins. By using AR, GPS penguins will show you the way to the aquarium. So cute! People can't help but to follow them. What an amazing sense of road direction. We human beings are magically drawn to cute animals. Human instincts need new technology. It was a world first. Motion capture technology applied to penguins. Our GPS penguins walk exactly like real penguins. Genuine penguin movement.
手を左右に振って重心取りながら歩くんですけども、科学的にデジタルでうまくこれ証明されたことになりますね。
Result: mobile phones change boring point-to-point travel into entertainment. Just follow the penguins. You won't notice other distractions. You'll arrive at the aquarium before you know it. Look, people continue coming today with this app. GPS penguins were a hot topic in many media. Penguins brought not only people, but also smiles.
There's a line there, human instinct meets real technology. I challenge you, if a client or if you start by saying, we need to have an app for this aquarium, you would never have thought of this idea. You would say, okay, what can I do? I can have the navigation of the place. I can, I can show what other speciality, what is there. It's only when you start thinking with a customer, hey, the customer needs to reach this place. There are so many aquariums. How can I guide him there? And there's a mobile, and there's a GPS, and I can integrate it. And then you start pushing that boundary, and you stop thinking like a client and say, what does the customer want? Is it true? And then map that entire, if it was a robotic penguin just going ahead, typically, that's not fun, that's not buzzy, right? But, these people, they can waddle, walk like a penguin. That's the interesting part. That's the fun part. Again, the only way to have cracked an idea like that is through this. I'm not going to play any of the other films. What I'm going to quick go through is, again, Pizza Hut. They do it very well. I call up Pizza Hut and they say, hello, Mr. Banerjee, are you calling from this number? And I say, yes. Is this, would you like your usual, this pizza with jalapenos on it? And I say, yes. And they say, great, would you like it at this address? I said, yes. He said, thank you, sir. your pizza will be, and this happens to me every time because I'm like a creature of habit and I've ordered the same pizza, thanks to my daughter, every time. And then I asked them actually, because I just wanted to know. So I said, so how do you know? And the person said, sir, because you are a valued customer. The person sitting there didn't say, sir, I have your data in a CRM system right in front of me and your previous habits, right? He said, you're a valued customer. That's again, the technology, push it back, don't push it forward. Domino's was the same. So I was narrating the story to a colleague of mine in office, and she said, you know what, Domino's use these coupons, and they've started customizing the coupons. They know that nobody in my family touches a veg pizza with a large bowl, so they've stopped sending us veg pizza coupons. They only send us non-veg pizza coupons. Great. There's somebody at Domino's sitting at the back and thinking, which is fantastic. Customer service needs technology. You all have seen the Honda Type R ad, right? Most of you all type the letter R and the PVC flips from the morning to the night. Sorry, it's like it's a YouTube. Again, it's a Google technology that made it possible. But again, if somebody had come and said, you know what, there's a toggle key, you would never have come up with an idea like that. It had to be based on the fact that there's a brand promise and how can we work to deliver on something like that. This last one, I'm not going to try it, I'm just going to talk through this because the video is a bit long and we're short of time. It's something Google did in Japan. And I think it's one of the most famous stories. After the earthquake, after the tsunami, they went back and said that, okay, what can we do? People have lost everything in their lives, right? We can't replenish that. Let's Google, what is it that we can do? I'm sure there's somewhere that we can contribute to their lives. And then they realized that one of the biggest things that was going through in Japan at that time was a sense of nostalgia about what they've lost. So yes, I've lost my personal life, I've lost maybe family, I've lost my luggage, I've lost my earnings, but I've also lost a sense of identity with the place that I was. You know, the school that I was going to is gone. A monument that there was in my city, that's gone. My local house, neighborhood, parks I played in were gone. So they co-created a community where they invited people to share whatever pictures they had from their archives, to put them, to help people get back their memories. So suddenly, maybe this person has lost everything, but somebody has pictures of an old game or an old monument of the school. Please share it so that people who lost all their information can hold on to it. It became such an emotional bond with the customer that that people still contributing to it today. So many years after the tsunami, and what I call it, the consumer's heart meets technology. So the question to answer is, what's your customer experience? So what does the customer want? What do you want him to give him? Right? So he might want a lot of things. You might not be in a possible way. You might not be in a position to offer some of it. You might want to offer some things which are different because it's important to the brand. Then let's sit back and say, okay, what do we do with digital? I've been taking names of all the good examples. Okay, I don't like to take names of the bad examples. And over the last 2 weeks, I've some horrendous. I hope there's nobody from the travel industry, because I've had 2 very bad experiences. One from the #1 ticket booking site, and the other one from the #1 hotel site. I'll leave it to you to guess. Ticket booking site. So I booked a set of tickets. Superb experience. Okay, I bought the ticket. I bought it online. Perfect. As soon as I finished making the payment, within 5 minutes I get a call from sir, you just put a ticket, booked 2 tickets with us to ABCD. Yeah. Yes. Sir, you are entitled to a discount coupon of up to 15,000. Great, give it to me. So actually, sir, it was entitled before you book the ticket. Now I will check to see with my superior as whether I can offer it to you. Okay, so check, and I will get back to you soon. So nobody gets back. After 24 hours, I call them up. I say, what happened? No, sir, we actually checked and said you're not eligible. A perfectly good experience. You know, it's like there's the phrase, "Aap hai, mujhe maar." I mean, I was happy. You know, it was over. Somebody called me up and put the idea into my head that I was eligible for a 15,000. great, you guys have access to the data. Man, use your brains. Second, same trip, booked hotels. Again, when you're comparing hotel prices, I saw those prices, so this number one site had this for the same hotel a higher price. I booked it through another site. What do you know? All you guys who are into digital marketing and you hound banners, when you see the shoe and the shoe keeps chasing you on banners over. So they started chasing me with that hotel. And every 3 days, the price of the hotel was being shown was lower. So the 14,000 hotel suddenly became, after 3 days, 12,000. So then it became 11,000. Now it's at something like 9,500. And you know what? It's really pissing me off. If the idea is to tell them that you offer the lowest prices, you should have done that in the first place. Not after you know that I bought it from somewhere else. And they know which one I bought, because I checked out a lot of hotels. They're not hounding me with those hotels. They know exactly the hotel which I bought. And so again, just because you have the data and you think it's a great idea, you know what, let's keep going to it. He'll realize that he's made a mistake, and I'm sure next time he'll buy from us. No, I won't. Because I know that you guys don't offer the best rate in the first go. You probably wait for me to buy from somebody else, and then you'll offer me a good rate. I don't want your business. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Don't piss him off. So, again, what's your consumer strategy? What's your consumer experience? What's your consumer strategy? So, consumer first, brand first, idea first. I think everybody, I just walked in where Emmanuel was giving his presentation, and he said the same thing, and I looked at it and said, he's got the same quote, right? But it's worth probably repeating it because it makes so much sense. It's the idea first, okay? Then you can figure out what's the business strategy. How can we make the idea and the experience happen? And for that, within digital, we need to break the silos between digital and agency, and there's a lot of guys who've been saying that. We need to break the silos, and we need to come up with, this is what we need to deliver. This is what's going to create wow. Then we can do a tiramisu. We can keep moving up the escalator. Then we can get people, give them a breeze. Thank you. Any questions? No questions.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to India's first corporate news channel. We invite interviews, articles, press releases from your organization. Visit our portal www.indianconventions.com. Thank you.